before. My favorite song in the game. I always like the saddest ones. Hell of an intro, you know? And the more you learn about the world and reflect on this being the intro, damn. Are you gonna get into it before second ending? Yeah, I'll talk about it a little bit. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends if anyone wants to talk about anything, if there's any questions. Oh, it's so beautiful. Who even is Gustav? Great first question. Who even is Gustav? Oh, here we go. Okay, I missed this. Who did you pick, Mile or Verso? Well, yeah, I guess I suppose if you didn't watch the VOD or if you weren't there, yeah, I picked Verso. Throws up. Actually, wait, no, that's a great question. Yeah, because I don't think I really talked about my choice at all. I think I kind of just sobbed and my eyelashes fell off and felt awful. And then ended stream. Okay. Yeah, I picked Verso. Because I don't think I've ever explained it. Oh yeah, good clarification. Thank you, Curvex. Yeah, so to clarify, I did not go back and watch the other one. We will do that today. And I will manually go do it myself. I will boot up this game, gross, and I will get the ending myself, gross. I'm really dreading it. But I must see it through. Disgusting. It throws up again. Yeah, so I chose Verso. I feel like I can definitely be someone who, for streamer, doesn't really talk a whole lot during some gameplay moments. If I'm really immersed, my preferred way of playing the game is to pretend I'm not live, even if I'm streaming it. I will just pretend chat's not there and I will just fully lock in. So I don't really explain my thoughts or anything. But Verso, I think if you're watching my playthrough, it was probably no surprise, but I had a feeling that the game might make us choose whether to keep the canvas or not, but I didn't predict that it would be down to Mile or Verso, and then they would fight. That was awful. That really took me off guard. And I remember sitting there like, this is sickening. I feel sick. Why is it making me choose? But I knew that I would always choose to free Verso because it made me really ill. To think of how he was held captive for the grief of his family. And when I say he, I mean both Versos, but especially baby Verso, like what's left of his soul. So when it showed the boy and it showed Verso talking to him, oh god, that gutted me, because I saw it almost as inner child, and inner child stuff really fucks me up. And to see Verso interacting with baby true Verso, man, that was just such a gut punch. And it just breaks my heart. And he's like, can I stop? And then you think back to all the dialogue of his ghost throughout the game, and especially there at the end, he pops up a lot and he's like, can I stop? I should keep going though. It's like a little kid being told that he was supposed to do this thing and that he can never stop and can never think for himself. And then he finally starts to question. He's like, actually, I'm tired. I do want to stop. It was just so heartbreaking to me. But then at the same time, I had to just simply not think about Mael too deeply when I made that choice. Because Mael fucks me up really bad too. God, I love Mael and Verso. It was such a hard choice because at the same time, I think there's something to be said. And it's exactly what this game is going for, why I love it so much. To be said about what it means to create, and in this context, create life. Because they are sentient beings, and there's a reason why it endears you to the cast, to the expeditioners first. And you don't even know that they're not real and that they're paintings. So you see them as real people, and you come to know them so well and empathize with them. And so that's an added layer. Like, they would all be gone in this world that Baby Verso created. I think that fucks me up really bad too, is like, this was such a pure work of art, and it was a pure world that was born inside of a innocent kid's brain. And there's just such a purity about that, about Monoko and Eskie and Gestrels and all the little rules that they have in their society. Like, that was made by Verso when he was 6, 7, 8 years old or something. And it's just so endearing and it's just so pure. And to just get rid of all of that is heartbreaking. To get rid of the last vestige of Verso is heartbreaking. But also, it's kind of like one of those things where, like, it was sullied before we had to make that choice. Like, this canvas was tainted by the family fighting over what's right and what's not and how to grieve. Like the mom going in and the dad and them fighting for so long. Like, it's like they found like a teddy bear of baby Versos, and each one was yanking on the arm, and then they ripped it. And now no one can have the teddy bear. Congrats, you ruined it. Because you couldn't deal with this in a way that preserved it, you know? So that's heartbreaking. So by the time that you have to make the choice, like, there's no good way, there's no good, it's just bad either way. And that's what fucks me up so bad, because Mael suffers. Like, I truly don't believe that this is an answer to Mael's healing process. I think that these are real people, and I think this fake Verso is real, but he doesn't even see himself as real, which fucks you about this Verso. The painted Verso is like, he doesn't even see himself as a real person when he is. And he has so little self-worth. He's always willing to throw it away, and he's always being compared to the real Verso, and he knows, like, the real Verso is at the crux of all of this, his very existence. So he invalidates his own existence, and he has always felt so, like, unworthy and not a real person. And it fucks me up so bad. Anyways, I didn't mean to talk about Verso there, but I don't think that this is a method to Mael's healing. I didn't choose what I did to make Mael heal in a correct way. Like, she should move on. It wasn't like that at all, because honestly, if I wasn't so torn up over Verso and sympathetic to, like, what his existence is going through, both of the Versos, I would have absolutely chosen Mael, because I also think that she should be able to stay in the only place where she feels like she has a life. Like, she doesn't have a life outside this canvas. I don't think her family supports her. She has no voice. She can't live in her body the same way that she used to. She can't function the same way that she used to. She can't sing anymore. She can't talk. And her family is so torn up over grieving their own ways. No one's supporting her. Her mother, oh my god. I love Aline as a character, but coming from Mael's perspective, like, to have to face your mother who painted you in such a way and lived with you that way, for, like, several years, right? Because she painted Alicia without a voice and Scar to teach her a lesson. Like, knowing that as Mael and going back and having to be with her and somehow deal with the grief of your brother and also like she's also dealing with the grief of all the friends that she's made and the life that she lived a whole life. She was a whole other person and she had to give that up. She lived in that world and she had to give up that world. Like, oh, it's awful. Oh, it's so sad. But then at the same time, in that world, she has a little too much power, and I don't think she has any grand plans to like abuse that, but it's a slippery slope, and she could easily fall into destructive patterns where she has too much control. And she does have too much control with Verso hanging in the balance. Like, that's just always gonna be there as long as she stays too. So it's just awful. Either way, like, it's just a really terrible, awful thing. It's so... Oh. I love this game. That was awful. So I hate what I had to do to Mael by choosing Verso. And the way that it shows the funeral, I did not expect that. That was awful. Her saying goodbye to that life and like seeing the ghosts of like what could have been was sickening. It was sickening. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Yeah. Yep. Painted Verso inferiority complex. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it fucks me up. The way he thinks so little of himself. He doesn't think he's a real person. Ugh. And also, God, I love how hypocritical they both are, Mael and Verso. I love that Verso essentially becomes a painter because of the, how do I word it? The special rules that Aline gave him for being Verso. Like, she allowed him to live forever. Like, he won't go mage, you know? So he can cross that barrier and survive it, and that's how he was able to get to the heart of the canvas, you know? So in that way, in choosing to then go mage his true self, he became a painter. He was able to make that same choice that all the painters can. And the way that he was so torn up about what she did, what Mael did to Alicia, and then he did it to her. Like, it's just, but then he even calls it out. He's like, we're all hypocrites. It's so good. It's awful. Like, it's heartbreaking. Man. So, I guess that's where I stand. I don't really believe in a true, like, I'm not someone who's gonna be really opinionated on one ending and really against the other, because I am so sympathetic to both, and I love both Mael and Verso so much. I love all the characters, and I love the world and the story so much. I think it's great that they delivered such a conflict. It's genius and it's heartbreaking, and I think both choices are just awful. No one wins, and it's just really, really sad. Man. You could see the haunted look in my eyes, I'm sure. Where was I? Oh, thanks. Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for watching the videos. Very kind. Everybody a hypocrite. Painter Verso wasn't gonna squander his chance in the painter's chair. Mm-hmm. Yup. Both options are horrible. Pick what makes you feel worse. Yeah. No, it's really interesting to see, because I don't think that there is a clear-cut option. Like, it's so... It really does boil down to, like, who you're endeared to and how you see the story and how you empathize with it. And I love talking to people about what option they chose. It's so interesting. I love when fiction is this compelling. Like, a game hasn't done this to me in a long time. E33 really blew me away. Grief often blinds people. Ugh. Yeah, speaking of CL and Lune, obviously I haven't seen them in the other ending, but in Verso's ending, I think I talked about it in the finale, but I'll say it again because it was just so poignant. The way that CL just walks through and allows herself to gomage and doesn't wait for it to come to her. She embraces it and she reaches out to Verso. She has such forgiveness in her eyes, or not even forgiveness. It's like, it's just understanding. Like, there's nothing to forgive. She already knows, you know, she doesn't blame him. She has such tenderness in her eyes. And then Lune is the exact opposite. And that's why CL Lune, they're such incredible characters. Like, I get that Verso, Mayal are like the stars of the show, and they definitely have a lot, and they're like, I would say, the true main characters. But it's getting bright outside. I think so many of these characters are so wonderfully written, and I don't feel like anyone is really lacking. I think everyone has such a fleshed out human story. Everyone just has their stories presented in different ways, and with some we kind of have to go looking. I think there's like more side content for some other characters. I'm thinking of like Clair and stuff. But I do truly believe she's a fleshed out character, right? They just haven't showed us everything up front. And that could even be said with like CL and Lune. You had to do a lot of their stuff at camp. But it's there if you search for it, and these are all just very richly written characters. I was very blown away. Like, usually with a big party in a game, there's always characters where I'm like, oh, they could have used more, they like fell flat, or their arc didn't make much sense to me, or I was disappointed by like writing decisions with them. I cannot say that at all with any of the characters. Like, I'm just endlessly blown away by all of them. In her last moments, Mayal goes back on her thoughts on Verso being his own person. Since at the start of Act 3, she's like, you're not Verso, you're you. And by the end, she's like, don't leave me again, Verso. Yeah. No, like in the final moments of them separating and him going, like, deep down, he was always her brother again. And she was always going to see him like that. And that's the other thing, is like, no wonder why Pain and Verso has this inferiority complex, and he never saw himself as like his own person outside of the real Verso, and him being the fake Verso. He was always a stand-in. That's how his mom made him, and that's how his real sister was treating him by the end too. And I think he always knew that too. And he didn't hold that against her, but he also knew
Coming
that,
out
like,
of the void to say this masterpiece lead
just
writer
couldn't
is
live that
Jennifer
way,
Svedberg,
you know?
and I'm so inspired as it's her first work. What a queen. Okay GN, everyone will watch this VOD discussion here, really cozy.
Lune, when she sits, not last man stand. Oh, she was quite literally the last man standing. Yeah. The way she was so betrayed. I couldn't get rid of the gnawing feeling in my brain that Verso's canvas was not even Verso's anymore. His family was so obsessed with keeping him that they essentially painted over his canvas in a way. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's kind of what I was getting at when I was like, it felt tainted. Like, they added so much of themselves. It was no longer like this preserved aspect of Verso. that was left to, like, you know, live in peace. It was a battleground. It became a battleground. And real people were, like, created of the, you know, like, real creatures and life was made from this battleground, but it was still a battleground. And that's the other thing is, like, it's so, God, I love this game so much. I love how you could just go around and around and talk about each side, because there's just really no clear cut, like, right and wrong. There's bad and good aspects to both, because even if you did keep the canvas and you keep this, like, aftermath of a battleground, like, life would persist and a new kind of society would arise, but what would that look like? Because it would need Alicia. I mean, I guess she would leave, but no one's gonna really leave, you know? Like, that's the problem, is that the family would never stop messing with it. And they are gods in this world. And Alicia can't help herself. And it could easily become a situation where there's just too much power for one person. And what would that society look like with someone who has a lot of power? Like, what kind of new society would be born of that? I mean, maybe it gives an indication in the Mayola ending. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but that potential is what's scary too. I didn't know people would turn ending choice into a personality test. I mean, I'm sure some people are, but for me personally, I just think it's interesting. Just like with anything. Because there's so much... E33 is such an emotional story, and everyone's journeys in their lives are very different. Especially regarding these subjects and their experiences. And that's why it's so interesting to talk about it. But yeah, no, if people are, like, assuming a lot about a person because of the choice that they made, that's one thing. But I love discussing it and picking people's brains. I just think it's so interesting. My Shaylos. Luxury. I want you to know that I've been highlighting and saving all my VODs and exporting them to YouTube over the past couple days, and I'll kind of skip around the VODs to see if there's, like, anything I need to trim down. And there was one section that I just coincidentally landed on, and I was reading one of your comments about CL being misplaced on the list. It was making me laugh so hard, like, now, like, watching it back. It's like, Luxury's so funny. CL, my love, my everything. You are my light in the darkness. You are the stars to my night sky. I will gladly die for you. Just say it, Queen. Just fucking say it. I'll go to war for you, CL. Wish you the best, CL. I'll make sure she gets that message. Yeah. I'm sure she'll hear it. Speaking of CL, I also wanted to say that CL was such a slow burn for me, but she ended up placing above Lune on my list. And I love Lune too, but CL really took me by surprise with her empathy. Her empathy was something that was just so beautiful to me. And it's such a rare quality to be seen in a character depicted that beautifully. Like, I was just so blown away by her story and by how she responded at the end of Verso's Rude and just all of it. Like, really thinking back on her character from start to finish, I was just, wow. No, what a beautiful character. Yeah, because I was like, oh, she's fine. She gets introduced in such a what's the word? There's still a lot of levity happening in Act 1, but she was so like, hey guys, I'm just fighting. I'm just having fun. I was like, okay, I don't know how to take this. Not that I was put off, but like, she was just a slow burn, which I think is wonderful. But I didn't expect where her character would go at all, or who she was. And I think that's a testament to really good writing. Surface level, she felt like someone completely different to me. And then once I got to know her more, there's so much depth there. And I think that could be said about all the main characters. Even some of the non-main characters, actually. She snuck up on me, she did. Why is the sun coming out? I hate this. Go. Alright, that's a little better. There's the song, bro. Okay. Mas, thank you. Almost 2 years, oh my god. Hi. You also see that within him in Esquies. He asks him straight up if he ever misses or wishes he was the real Verso. Yeah. And the way that Esquies responds, and he's like, cousins, the same but different. It's such a beautiful way of looking at them. And Verso, Painted Verso would never see himself like that. Esquies and Minoko's bond with Painted Verso is one of my favorite things, because they are creations of the real Verso. They're one of the last things in that canvas, I think, that are very much an extension of real Verso. And it can almost be said that if the real Verso were alive, this is how he would treat Painted Verso too. And this is how he would feel about Painted Verso. And it's such a beautiful thought, like the inner child, almost, kind of how I see it, would accept this adult but different version of him wholeheartedly. He would love Painted Verso. And that's why that scene where Painted Verso also has empathy for the real Verso. Like, he doesn't have any malice towards him for being like the real Verso or anything. Like, he recognizes how tired he is and feels the same. And it's just so beautiful and so sad. Anyways, the Minoko Esquies thing, like the way that they're like, yeah, you're different. You're similar but different. Cousins. Esquies is such a beautiful representation of the inner child, I think. Like, he is the most pure parts about a real child Verso. I mean, that was like his little plushie, and he put so much like of his pure intentions into Esquies being like everyone's friend and doing good and being happy, like such childlike qualities. Ugh. Yeah, once the world was fractured, it stopped being Verso's painting. Yep. I would agree. Luxury. Hi, Izzy. Good to see you. I hope you've been well. Oh wow, I was really far back. Sorry, I'm skimming. Please excuse my silence while I eat this bread. Really? I have not really looked into it. I've heard some things from friends who have played the game. Mostly friends who have played the game. I have not looked into it myself. I was seeing some comments. I kind of checked the VOD when I was saving it and stuff. Saw some comments in chat during the finale, but I can see where it would go, unfortunately. Which is so, like, far-reaching for me to, like, assume so much about a person based on, like, how they choose an ending in a fictional story. There's just so much nuance with stuff like this. And of course, a lot of nuance is lost on the internet. Things that I rant about all the time. So again, it's like, on one hand, not a surprise. But on the other, it's so very exhausting, so I simply do not see it. Because it's so reductive to just assume things about a person based on how they respond to a story. Like, you have no idea what that person has gone through, or why they chose the thing that they chose. Maybe they don't even know, you know? Like, and how they resonate with these themes. So to, like, assume so much, it's a lot of assumptions, I think, is what spurs the discourse. Yeah. But man. Well, I will always strive to keep this place not that. Because it's just so exhausting. Like, it almost feels like babysitting when it gets like that. Like, I'm just here to talk. I'm not here to moderate and, like, to be like, stop attacking people. I don't know. Like, we're all adults. We should all be adults. Yeah. Man, that's a bummer though, but, you know, again, not surprised. Seal's last few camp scenes, some of my favorite moments, actually, in the game, were her last... especially her last one. I think a lot of the last character scenes at the campsite were just really... some of the best. That's something I will always recommend to people who play E33, is definitely just do all the campsite stuff. Yeah. That's a good point. Sorry, my mouth was full. I'll chew. Hold on. I'm chewing very fast. Okay, almost dropped that. Applies to the whole game too. I was expecting for those who come after to be the whole thing with the game, but turns out that's just a glimpse of what it has to offer. Yeah. I think the depth that this game had with even its main story, like the way that it reveals information to you about the characters, about the world, about the main plot. It's such a great job, does such a great job of showing and not telling, and then revealing it as it naturally progresses and as the characters figure out more. I love stories that are written that way. So to realize that everything with the expeditions, which seems you go into that game with the prologue of the Gommage, and you're like, oh, this is the main thing. Like, this is the biggest, what's the... not climax, but, conflict. There we go. Is this Gommage, and people are dying, and you're here to stop this, because it's a cycle of grief every year, and... oh man, that alone was very powerful. But then you realize that that's just an aspect of this society that was created because of a much bigger issue, and it was a side effect. It's a side effect. And like, that alone, like the scope of the world building, and also how that can be paralleled with like our real world, and how everything is a cause and effect, you know? But it can also be paralleled with god myth too, in how like the gods have their own problems, and because they have so much power to create and to destroy, their squabbles dictated the lives of those that were beneath them without them even realizing, you know? Like, there's so many things you could just parallel it to. Oh. Man. Yeah, that's like, when I say that E33 continued to surprise me, the main story, really. I couldn't have predicted that. I did not see that depth coming. Yeah, no, that's a really great point too, or great observation, Lux. CL having the most healthy view on grief and death because of what she's gone through and how she's healed from that. But at the same time, presented with the option to have people back and like death not meaning anything, she's gonna indulge in that. But she's also quick to accept again when that's not gonna happen too. Like, the amount of strength that she has is what really astounds me about CL. Like, that takes such incredible strength to continue to empathize, even with the person who's shattering that hope of getting your dead loved ones back. Man. So fucking true, luxury SUV. Same, but different. Oh man. Don't get me started on Painted Alicia. Dude, I haven't even finished your message. Painted Alicia? I think I forgot to put her on the tier list. I was thinking about it later. I'm like, how did I forget? I love Painted Alicia. She is so heartbreaking to me. I think all versions of Alicia are, but everything between her and Mael. So that extra bit with her at the top of the tower in that fight is one of my favorite moments in the game. Okay, I'll finish this, sorry. We spoke to Painted Alicia at the top of the future. Every time we'd seen her up to that point, she had this kind of mysterious demeanor, almost like she was moving in slow motion. Yeah, she's very like, just the black and white, like slow down, or she could stop everybody. And then, actually I haven't really thought about that. Why does she have that technique? It's definitely her technique. But Aline would have had to have given her that, I think. And she could literally pause everything except for Mael. When she froze time so she could talk to Mael alone, her body language became so much more Mael-like. Yeah. There's a lot to read into in this game, down to the body language and the mocap. So many details. Yeah, I haven't really thought about Alicia's technique. I did make that realization though. I was like, oh, this whole time we saw in black and white, I thought it was like a glimpse to like a different world. But it's really Alicia invoking her power that she has to stop time, to freeze, I guess. I wonder if Aline gave her that, or she developed that on her own. Things may have been bonked during that finale stream. When I say I saw comments during the finale stream, it's on the VOD, so it's nothing that was bonked. I can only imagine the stuff that was actually deleted. Oh boy. Man. Thank you, mods. I don't know if I thanked you during the finale. I think I did leading up to the finale, but man, kicking myself. Thank you, mods, for all the work that you did. Oh my god. No, I think do mod chats. Sorry, my brain is just all over the place, but publicly thanking the mods for all the work that they did during this playthrough, because I could not have enjoyed it the way that I did without the mods. Like, literally, there were some instances of people trying to spoil the game, and without the mods deleting that before I could see it, it would have been over. It would have been over. So they were working overtime. And many of them live in the EU, and we're up far past their bedtimes most days. I have no one to blame but myself, because I go live really late, and I've been trying to go live early. And I'm very grateful that you wanted to be here and you did help out. But also, I worry. I gotta fix my streaming schedule. I have too many mods that are in the EU. There's the loudest plane. There's always like one per stream. It's such a terminally online way to respond to a choice in a game too. If you don't make the same choice I did, you're a bad person, and you make babies cry. Yeah, these are the conclusions that people jump to, especially on the internet. It makes me so sad, because there is mature discussion to be had here. It's just hard to find it in a big public place like the internet. But it exists, it's out there. Not all of us are jumping to these conclusions, and man, I'm sorry if you fell down those rabbit holes. That's... Ugh, I hate that so much. I can only imagine if I were to make a journey video on E33, the types of comments that would roll in. Persona prepared me for this. Turning off comments. Kidding. Me just not looking at the comments, I think, is the answer here. Yeah. You were the first person I saw choose the lie route with Mael. Oh, right. Oh god, this song. This is also one of my favorites because parts of it sound like Choose Xanarkin, and it becomes its own thing. And I love the moments that this song was used in. Okay, anyways, sorry, the lie, yes! No, I love that you could choose there as well. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's only two, unless I missed something. Two choices the game allows you to make. The big ending choice, and then that, which I love that you have say there. Yeah, because I love how you can read Verso's character and their relationship and then even dictate where it's gonna go. No, I loved that choice. And I loved seeing the live response too. Oh, what a gut punch. Gervex, time to podcast me at the gym. Likely place for you to be. Lift heavy weights while thinking about death and destruction of the last sliver of Verso's soul, Kerbex. Good luck. Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah. Just picture the gods battling it out, meanwhile Gustav with his gestural hair is running around. I'm so glad I took that off him. He was like this close to like still being there at the end of Act 1. Just literally binged your playthrough the second half of the game. Hope you recovered from it. Hi Ghost, welcome on in. Recovered is a strong word. I'm not actively sobbing, which, you know, is more than I could say for myself a week ago, but the way I had to disengage with this game after finishing it, I just had to like step away. Just thinking about it, like, oh god, this is the most I've engaged with it again. And it's like putting me right back there. Like, media that can move me so profoundly is always some of my most favorite. But, makes me feel absolutely sick. I'm sick! Ow. I'm sick. I love this game, I'm sick. That's a 5 out of 5, fellas. I also feel like a little personally attacked because it really is all my favorite stuff in a story and a game. Like, it was made by people who have similar interests. It's true. What I'm interested in. Death, the existence of life, grief, art, painting. Like, I feel a little attacked. Morally gray areas. There's another one. I think Aline gave her family that power, made them like painters. Yeah, I wonder if Alicia, Painted Alicia's power is like the extent of what she can do as a painter. I don't know. I don't know. Did I talk about the gravestone date and the Verso ending? No? I made a comment when I was watching it. One, he was the exact same age as me, which... awful. Two, there is a song called The 33rd of December. And then obviously it's the date of the fire. And, you know, obviously 33rd. Actually, oh. I never really thought about if that's a coincidence or not. That the 33rd expedition is the one that Mael would be on. Alicia. And he died on the 33rd of December. Cyclical. Wonder if there's anything more to that. No, after that I don't really have too many thoughts or knowledge. Is there something I'm missing? Europe, are you okay? Says luxury SUV in Europe. Yeah. Oh, were they back on an alt? Yeah, that makes sense then. And they spoiled the whole thing. Yeah, apparently it was like a big paragraph in the mods. They deleted it before I saw it. Mods. They did God's work. I literally would have been spoiled on this game if it weren't for them. So, for all the, and it's no one here or anyone specific, but I think a lot of people that are like passing through and will get their comment deleted. And then they're like, that wasn't spoilery, but they're trying to eliminate anything that could lead to a spoiler or would get my brain working because they know how I am and I'll read into something. Anything like that is to preserve. It's so I could have experiences like this. Yeah. So anyways, if anyone's ever questioned like, why did my comic get sniped? They're just trying to preserve. And they do a really good job at it. For sure. Oh, interesting. My read is that Aline made Painted Alicia without the ability to have her true feelings with color in the worlds. That's why she talks to Mael in black and white version. The ratio also changes too. It's like she has a very narrow view of the worlds. It's like Aline projects that onto her. Like she can only live in this black and white. Like maybe it's what Alicia's seeing too. I don't know. That's a big conjecture, but... Poor Painted Alicia. Poor Alicia. Also, I love that Gustav's theme is Lumiere's theme. I don't think I said that on stream when I was thinking about that after. I love Gustav. Let me just... We're going through all the characters at this point. But, let me just get on my soapbox about Gustav for a second. Gustav is such a great symbol of the world that was painted and the society that became sentient and created their own way of doing things. Like, he represents the best of the expeditioners, the best of the knowledge that was curated after generations of being passed down. Like, he is so just symbolic of those who come after, like the mantra of like generational knowledge and the accumulation of a society all working together for one common goal, and the purity of that. And he champions it, you know? Like, without his Lumina converter, E33 would not have gotten as far as they did. So he's just so representative of those who came before. And I love Gustav for that. And he also is a big brother. Figure. For Mael, which is very parallel to real Alicia's, obviously, grief over Verso. And like, he's just so symbolic of so much, but he's so very much tied to the painting and what the painting has created on its own, and the world that was built there in Lumiere. Like, at the heart of it, it's Lumiere. And his theme has Lumiere's theme in it. I just think that's so beautiful. I was really thinking about that after the finale. Gustav is such a great character. I love him. I love what he stands for. Like, he stands for the painted world. And that is pretty much Act 1. You know, it's just the tip of the iceberg. And then when he's gone, that's when you start to uncover the real everything behind the painted world. Ugh. Gustav. I'm not pulling up character rankings just yet. I'm like holding back on the impulse to, but I'll wait till we've seen the Mael ending, then I'll go into it. Why? Why are you getting bright? Stop. Hold on. Okay, better. Yeah, that's better. Will we ever recover from this? Liquor. Thanks, guys. You know, like, the most devastating stories to exist, that's Liquor. Oh, tough decision that you gotta make at the end of the game, that's Liquor. Watch the VODs to catch reactions and insights. It was a great time. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks for sticking around during the playthrough. Sometimes I feel like I yap a little too much. And this is a compliment to the game. This is a compliment to the game, but it spurred a lot of rambles and also rants. And I look back on that and I'm a little self-conscious. I'm like, it was mostly during this portion, so it's cut out in the VODs, but like, maybe I talked a little too much. So, anyways, I'm honored. Thank you. Reg Play, thank you for the 16 months. Hello. Hello, hello. Bestie, I know you'll see this in 10 minutes. I don't know how to say this, but I live in the unfortunate USA. Oh, you're trying to move to... Never mind. Sorry. My bad. My bad luxury. My apologies. I did know this. You're trying to move to Canada. I know things. I just get confused sometimes. Why did I think you were in the EU? You were staying up late, though. That much I do know. But not as late as some others here. Some degenerates. It is a 5 out of 5 League Core game made by people who have similar favorite games. What can you say? I know. When I saw that a lot of the devs have the same favorite games as me, I was like, what am I in for? What's about to happen to me? So many people commenting. That's rough. Hate that for you. Everyone sends their condolences that you live in the USA. There's a great implication about how predetermined things might be in a painted world even after all that time passing. due to the painter's influence. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really scary example of cause and effect for sure. Just like it kind of reminds me of like time traveling stories and how like one little thing could set off a chain of events. And same thing with evolution. Like how one event can spur a whole species into evolving a certain way, and it's just like all it takes is one little thing. And that's very true with the painted world too. And God, that's another reason why E33 is so genius, because it represents a very natural phenomenon, you know, of like evolution and cause and effect at its root. But it provides a very unique example. Like, I haven't seen anything quite like this, where it's taking the concept of paintings, because it also parallels itself with the art and then the artist, and the conundrum of like separating art from the artist, and art taking on a life of its own, but like quite literally, and what that means in the art worlds and creations in general. Yeah, I always say, and I said it in my review on Backlog, but Expedition 33 to me is quite literally just a love letter to everything that came before, to video games, to the genre, to narratives in games, to a lot of these themes that we see in games and in stories in general, and also art itself and art history. There's so much art history here. Like, doing a little, you know, deep dive on Renoir is so like, wow, there's a reason why they named him Renoir, and like there's just Impressionism, and it like there's just so many little Easter eggs to so much. Like it's just the scope of it, the passion, the thought that went into this. Like every little detail means something, you know. I viewed Painted Alicia's ability an accidental effect of what Aline imposed on her existence. Like when Verso gained immortality, he also got his ability to separate his body and use the parts independently. Painted Alicia was forced to live trapped in Alicia's reality and passed frozen in time, unable to become anything but a representation of grief. Oh, like, hold on, let me read this. Like Alicia... Like Alicia could only really live in real Alicia's shadow. It makes me think of what Painted Alicia, was doing before Mael was born. Yeah, I actually don't know if there's anything that clarifies it or if it's up to interpretation, but obviously she grew up with Painted Verso and Aline and Painted Renoir. Like, Aline played house for a long time, and the depth of that is also very, like, ugh. She was there for so long. Time passes differently in the real world than the painting, but, like, for the people that are in the painting, it's very real, you know? And she had a whole new life and family that was her family, but not. Like, the gravity of that is, ugh, a lot. So anyways... Painted Alicia also grew up. But yeah, I wonder if her frozen black and white power is an effect of what Aline painted her with. And how she projected her grief and blame onto that Alicia. Like, that Alicia has always felt so limited and what she, like, trapped. She was quite literally trapped. She wasn't free in the same way that Painted Verso was. We love the yapping. Thanks. I guess that's what I do here. I guess that's the whole purpose of streaming, mostly. Yeah, fuck it. My brain is all broken by this game. Let me yap too. Okay, take the floor luxury. What fucks me up is the idea that Renmore dealt with his grief head on, perhaps too head on, in a way that likely messed with Aline, like in the main hall where the family paintings are hung and Alicia's only painting. Oh, I was gonna say that! I totally forgot, but when I was going on my whole like spiel about real Alicia and how in the Verso ending, Mael has to lose everything and she's going back to a family that probably does not support her. I mean, look at how her mother treated her. And if you look at the real manor and how small her painting is, like that's, and she says something like the only one that Maman deemed acceptable for the wall. Awful. Like I feel like Mael was always, she was like the ugly duckling, sorry, the black sheep of the family. Like she was the one that wasn't wanted as much as the other two. Like the other two showed so much potential, and Mael reflects that. I think after she gets Alicia's memory too, when she's talking to Painted Verso, and she's like, Clair had so much potential, and Verso was the most loved, and then there was me, and what did I have? And Verso says something like, you were the most talented, or something like that, and she's kind of taken aback. Like she's never seen herself that way. I feel like Mael was always, or Alicia was always, she always thought less of herself, in the same way that Painted Verso has always felt less of himself. I think they really echo each other in that way, but it's so sad. Like everyone played an instrument except for her. She sang and then she lost her voice. And her painting ability, I don't think was deemed as good as her other siblings. Bro. Anyway, sorry, I always do this. Where was I? Renoir's painting is of the manor burning the day Verso died. Oh, right. Renoir, you're doing too much. Yeah, I feel like one of the characters we haven't really discussed is Renoir. Renoir is also such a great character. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. Wow, I never clocked that. I clocked the small Mael painting. Or Alicia. Same thing. Renoir's painting is of the manor burning the day Verso. That makes me a little ill. King, why'd you do that? Like, he definitely uses painting as a way to process his grief. Like, Renoir is very synonymous with classic painters. In the way that many classic painters in our history that we study and that have influenced great movements have used art as an escape and dealt with a lot of their grief through painting. I think Renoir in the game echoes that a lot. I actually don't know too much about real Renoir, like the real art history, like founded the Impressionist era Renoir. I don't know too much about his personal life. Maybe I should dig into it a little bit. There's probably something there they pulled from. Oh, hi, Schultzy. Big congrats. So I'm really behind in chat, but that's awesome. My first paper of my PhD was just published. Huge congrats. I would play the applause sound effect if my stream deck was working. And if you could hear it, it's on a different audio channel. Anyways, big congrats. Wait here. Oh, wait. I got you. Pretend there's like 100 of that. That's awesome. I'm honored. Thought I could help in any way. Happy to have been of service. Background yapping while you were studying your PhD. That's huge. Big, big congrats, Schultze. You're free! Well, until the next big thing. The thing that the PhD leads to. Huge accomplishment. Oh, realized recently that since cendres means ashes in French, La Famille de Cendre reads like the family of ashes, or the family from ashes. That's sickening. See, this is one of those games where, like, I'm not shocked that de Cendre meant something significant in French. It was just a matter of looking into it. Because Lune CL, Sun and Moon, clocked that. You know, I do wonder if Mayel / Alicia has significance. That's something I should look into. Verso being reversed, or like the back end, is also really interesting. Ooh. Oh, right! Alicia's power is literally making it black and white. Clair Obscur. Clair Obscur, I did look into that a bit, is a painting technique where it's a contrast of colors, which also, if you look at the style of the game, there are a lot of contrasting colors, really dark darks and really light lights, which is the Clair Obscur technique. Which is like, once I read the definition of Clair Obscur, I was like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, black and white, the biggest contrasts, and that would be what Alicia does. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Damn. See, they thought of there's no detail overlooked. I love that shit. I love when that amount of thought is put into something. Hidden star, is that what he says to her? His hidden star who's too self-aware to see it. Ugh. The way he reads her, he knows her so well. And she doesn't even see it. She was taken aback by that. Verso said that Alicia was Renoir's favorite. Father-daughter dynamics, bro. Yeah, Verso aside, he made me really sad. But so did Mayel by herself, but also Mayel Renoir. Or Alicia. Especially by the final battle. That final battle. I think I just cried through the whole thing. Because it starts off with like her and Renoir and then Aline comes in and then everything with Verso. Oh god. Yeah, there's so much more to life if you could just see how big this guy truly is. He just wants you to fly. I do remember that. Yeah. Ugh. Man. Sorry, Luxury. If you check Wikipedia, it says Pierre Auguste Renoir was a huge FF8 fan. He loved Squall. He loved Squall Leonhardt. Oh, just to clarify, Ciel's sky, not sun. Oh, I thought it was sun. My brain probably jumped there because Lune's the opposite. They're almost the opposite. And I know Lune's family, she... As soon as she said the names, I was like, oh right, Lune, moon. She said Stella, star, and then there was another one. That was something also with the night sky. I hope you still make your video about the color palettes and stuff. That's really nice of you to say. I was thinking about it a lot, especially as I was saving the VODs and stuff and kind of skipping through and like, God. I'm just so blown away by their color choice in a lot of these like areas. They're all like different paintings that are dictated by a color palette. And they're very, what's the word? Like localized. Like they're all their own little separate things. And a lot of that is indicated by the color palettes. They're all so different. And then how like the main colors are this black and golds. And that's very representative of the Desandra family. And how the Expeditioners take on those colors. Also, very, very... There's just so much to interpret about the story just through the colors alone. That's... yeah, there's stuff there I could pick up. Anyways, it's very kind of you to say. I'm cooking. I'm determined to get my P4 video up first, even though that one's very ambitious. Much studying is being done for that. And then... yeah, I guess the other one I had been working on already was the color palette one. Yeah. I don't know if I'll extend it to like gaming as a whole or really just go in on E3. I might just go in on E33. Make it an E33 essay. That's my Renoir. I love Renoir. I love him. Renoir couldn't say Verso because he was too busy playing Triple Triad. Okay, it's kind of taking me out a little bit. That's funny. I remember Triple Triad. Have you talked about Verso's soul? I did a bit. I think at the beginning. Yeah, no, all versions of Verso really fucked me up, but Baby Verso, yeah. Oh, I think that's what confused me, right? Lune's siblings are Stella and Sol, which is Sun. Yeah, I got tripped up there. Because they were all things in the sky. The way that they compliment each other. Ugh. Wow, I just caught up. Wait, can I no. I'm caught up. Hi! I made it! Okay. I think I have officially yapped myself out. I did not record any of that! I have to download this VOD. Alright, well, I'll start recording now, at least. Okay. Well, now it's time. I guess. Ew. I'll just I guess I'll start E33. I meant to before I went into E33 spoilers, I meant to say, because this is a general like just update, I guess. I will be gone this weekend. I've been saying this, but if you haven't heard, man, I'm so mad. I remember starting stream being like, okay, talk about this before you talk about spoilers. Anyways, I guess real quick before we get into the game, I will be out this weekend, but I will be live tomorrow as well. So before we get sucked into the game again, we'll be live tomorrow with a special sponsored stream. Ooh. Perhaps a Sega sponsored stream. Very cool. today. Obviously, we're wrapping up E33 stuff. I may come back to E33 at some point to do the extra stuff that I did not do that has lore and whatnot in Act 3. So maybe expect that in like a month or so. We'll have a couple streams maybe. I need to sit on this game, I think, for a bit. I'm very much in my ew, I can't touch this. I can't believe I'm even going back to the ending right now, to be honest. I'm having to like compartmentalize, I think, to go back to this game right now. So that's a feature of E33. Tomorrow's short sponsored stream. It'll be really early too. Ooh, who is she? I actually fixed my sleeping schedule with EST time zone, so yippee. So there's that, and then we will be back streaming for real on Tuesday. I'm finally done with everything for a little bit. I had so much going on at the end of August. It'll be nice to just relax. And we'll play some indie horror games. I'm promising that for a minute. And we'll vibe until I figure out what we're gonna play next. So another week or so after that is when the next big playthrough will happen. Okay, I think that's it. Virtua. It's Virtua Fighter, actually. Yeah. Sponsored stream. It's Sonic. It's Echo the Dolphin. God, I wish there was a new Echo the Dolphin. Echo the Dolphin swam so that Subnautica could swim faster. That's all I'm gonna say. Outlast 2. Oh, right, yes. My favorite Sega game, Outlast 2. Yeah. That came out a long time ago. Classic Resident Evil count as an indie horror game? Not quite. I'm not opposed to playing those one day, though. It's been a minute since I played some OG Resident Evil. So that's the plan. Just wanted to get that out of the way. I will be at PAX West this weekend, so if for whatever reason you were also there, hi. I'll be there. Feel free to say hi. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're selling this time. They had so many cool stuff last time. Like, they had a bunch of Persona. I was really shocked. They had, like, P4, P3 because of, I think it was Reload. Reload bringing back the old Persona. So, I'm always excited to see all the little stuff and all the booths and things. Very, very enthused. I didn't really used to go to cons until I moved out here, so it's nice being so close. Please say hello to Yoshi P. I'll make sure to shake his hand and say hi. Yeah. Nick Nibble, also saying hi. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make that panel. He has a couple. I don't know if they're different or the same and he's doing it twice. But I definitely want to go to that. And there's an E33 panel, too, that I'm gonna try to make. We'll see if my schedule allows it. But yeah, there's some good stuff. More that is sparking my interest this year than last year, for sure. Shake Yoshi P's hand for all of us. Tell him the Monster Hunter crossover better rock my fucking world. Okay, I'll relay this message to him as well. I love that, like, I'm just the Yoshi P go-between, because I totally know Yoshi P like that. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Run into your bestie Ben Starkin. He might be very busy this time. Last time he had some time to spare. It was very kind of him. But, he's having, a whole panel this time. Pax, my beloved. Frankie! You're here in spirit. Hi, Frankie. Me when I'm devastated that Frankie's in the middle of moving and has so many life things happening that she could not make it to PAX. I can't believe she's having life happen. Can't believe this. Unable to make it. Next year, Frankie. Next year. Alright, well, I think that's everything. I think... Watch me remember after stream. There was something else I forgot, but... I think that's all the big stuff. I guess... I've dragged my feet enough. I can't really prolong this anymore. Booting up Steam. Here we go. I guess I better change the category. You tell I'm just so excited. I'm so So excited. I have to. What? Realizing what I actually have to do when I get back into this game is horrendous. I have to. Can't even say it. I have to fight Versa. I have to kill. Ugh. No. 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 Nope. What if I uninstall, actually? Oops! My finger slipped. I feel like Frankie has been moving for 3 months now. Godspeed, Frankie. That is how moving be. Every time I move, every year, basically, I feel like I'm moving for 3 months. It's awful. I empathize. Okay. I press play, I guess. Ugh. Can analyze the lyrics of some of the songs. Oh! Already been there. Done that. The way that the song... I don't know the titles yet. I have not... I can't speak. I've been talking too much. I don't have them memorized. I know Alicia. That's a title of a song I know. But the one that plays during the Renoir fight, and then again, later on, I think Act 3, the final fight, is just a conversation between Aline and Renoir. The way that if you're fluent in French, it will spoil the whole game for you. I'm glad I forgot most of my 9 years of French. Anyways, here's Alicia. Uh-oh. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, there we go. And we're back. She says Mael right there. I'd never clocked that before. And she says Verso, and she says Alicia. The plus side is that while you're discovering the song, you don't really have the mental space to perceive or understand the lyrics. Okay, that's good. That's good. If you don't think too much about it. I'm glad you could still, like, scoot by. Boy. Alright. Gross. Oh, gross. Almost 69 hours. Nice. I don't want to do this! Did I change the category? Oh, we gotta fight this. Awesome. Oh, look who it is.
Yay!
You can do this! Thanks. The boy's gone silent. Yeah, has he? Has he gone silent? One last fight with the besties. The way I gotta fight... Renoir again? Oh, that was 33 gifted! That is poetry, wow. Beautiful. Thank you for the 33 gifted sub. Ugh. For some reason, I thought it would, autosave me. There should be an autosave if you manually choose the file. Oh, really? Cool. I think I gotta force quit this, though. Oh, autosaves. Okay, cool. Good, because I don't think I can handle all that. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm compartmentalizing as we speak. Ugh. The second or third save. Okay. Good to know. The silence is deafening. Show previous? Oh, I see. So it'd be this one, right? Or the second one, because this is the newest one. 3, I think. Yeah, thanks for the help. It was that one. Why? I don't want to be here. I act like I didn't load up the game to do this, and I'm horrified. I'm horrified. Wow, we're here. Sorry guys, I'm just kidding. Take me back. Take me back. Let me... Why does it let you leave? What am I gonna do? Stand here forever? Yeah, maybe. I want to see this again. I want to see that. Over here. Anything but looking at this.
Hi. You're tired of painting, aren't you? I'm tired too.
The way he looks at him.
That's... You shouldn't be able to be here.
Mamon's gift.
Why did you run in? It's dangerous for you here.
See things as they are. Not how you want them to be.
What?
You lied to your father.
No.
He saw it too. But he wanted to believe. You're going to die here. Why don't you just leave? You can always come back.
The moment I leave, Papa will erase this canvas.
This is not worth your life.
What life? My life of loneliness in a shell of a body, with no voice and no future.
You're my El. No matter where you are, you don't need this canvas.
But everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, Verso, to live. Out there I merely exist.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
It's time to stop painting.
Verso! Papa also said, hold on to each other.
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles. Your blind eyes on the dial, stripping
I'm sorry.
out colors. But it's time to say goodbye until next life.
Until next life. I'll never forget the way my stomach fell into my asshole when this popped up. Awful experience. Don't test me. Don't test me!
Verso, stop! You can't just decide this for everyone!
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other.
Flames, rain!
This will kill him. This will kill him. Also, yeah, burning him. Why the fuck did I do that? Alright. Alright.
This will hurt.
Not quite.
What about
Birds!
Une and Ciel and Minoko? What about Esquier?
Ciel was right. Grief blinds us. All you see are walls. lived a long time, Mael. There are things we could never outrun.
I'm so tired, Verso. Please, can we just go home and talk about this?
He's gonna burn to death. I won't see anymore. Can I heal him? He's not burned anymore? He didn't burn to death. Again. I almost had it. There wasn't any more dialogue. We got Verso something, yay.
Verso, stop! You can't just decide this for everyone!
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other.
Flames! Rain!
Please. Thank you. Stop him from painting.
Don't say that. Please, don't say that.
Hey, please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. Unpaint me. Unpaint me.
So,
Please. I don't want this life.
stop saying that.
I don't want this life. I don't want this life.
I just wanted to live this lifetime together. This lifetime that was stolen from us. Please, bro. Please.
I don't want this life. Help me. Help me.
you could grow old, would you find a reason to smile?
I just realized the beginning of this song, the first words are "I'll always love you." Correct me if I'm wrong. I never heard that before. I didn't look up these lyrics. Oh, I'm correct. Gross. Okay. I thought it was different. Okay. I thought it was a different recording of it, but yeah, I guess she's not. Is she sing next to you? Après de lui? No. Next to... Closer to him. Oh, the L. Right. Ew. 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 My 9 years of French working in overdrive to what? Stab me? Well, that was just as horrible as the first time. I feel just as awful the first time I saw those credits. Ugh. Was that CL's kid? That she ushered into the room? I think so. I don't think so. Oh. You think she had it? Oh, okay. I see. No one's really clear then. An apprentice? Oh, it's just one of Gustav's apprentices. I thought it was Gustav and Sophie's kid. Ooh. Yeah, I also thought it was a creation of younger Verso, because he kind of looked like the sailor. Ow. Ow, that like cracked my neck. I was trying to flip hair out of my... Yeah, he kind of looked like the sailor kid, the ghost. That's young Verso. Okay. Probably what a Gustav's apprentice is. Not Minoko and Verso's kid! Get out of here! Can't look at you. Well, that went about how I thought it would. Awful seeing it. I'm not gonna lie, I can't say it. I don't even want to say it. The scene where Verso is begging Mael to unpaint him is probably one of the most harrowing scenes I've ever seen in anything. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. One of the worst things I've ever heard, also, thanks, Ben Star. I felt so sick. I felt sick. I still feel sick. I can't even, oh my god, I don't think I could've. I'm so glad I did not choose this ending first. I get, That's nasty work. That's... Ew. Oh, that's nice, Kerbex. Mutual crash out in the forest. That was probably one of the best line deliveries I've ever heard, and it was awful. It was disgusting. Oh, this is a this hits different now. What do you mean he grew old and was held prisoner? Gustav and Sophie. The way that Mael was pleading with him, and it was so raw, like it was her pleading, wanting more years with her brother, not wanting to go back to a life where she's not even really alive, and all he could say was, I don't want to live this life. Even after hearing her say that, that's all he could say. Thanks, Sandfall. I'm just as horrified the second time. No. 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 Yeah, Ciel Lune. Ciel Lune, I don't want to say they looked nervous, but they were almost kind of like, And even Mael read to me as like, she's very aware, and yet she lives a life of denial, trying to convince herself that everyone loves this life that they're living, that she's forced them to live. Ugh. Yeah, I would also agree with that. I feel like CL looked more concerned, but I think they're both very aware of the hierarchy of power that's going on. Gustav, though. Gustav and Sophie, they were like, hey, good to see you. Oh, God. She's 16 years old. She doesn't think with logic. Oh. No, I disagree. Respectfully, but no. Sorry. I'm trying to formulate my thoughts here, but no. I think saying a 16-year-old doesn't think with logic is reductive to the intelligence of a 16-year-old. I don't think it's age. Also, not to mention the whole, like, did she actually live 32 years? Especially when she remembers her other 16? I don't think it has anything to do with her age. Sure, she's younger. There's some impulsiveness there, but also, look at her life. Regardless of her age, both of her lives that she is now collectively remembered. Look at how much she stands to lose. Like, God, I can't say that I would want to choose any differently if I were her. And how old am I? I'm 29, so. There's that. I think it has less to do with age and more to do with who Alicia is, /Mael, as well. I think she's lost a lot, and I think she feels very deeply. And there is... Man, it's why I hate the, what's the word? I love the word rhetoric, but I try to use other ones. We'll just go with rhetoric again. The rhetoric that she needs to heal, and the only way for her to do that is Verso's ending. I disagree, because how is she supposed to heal in a life like that? You know, truly. Like, it would take so much strength and perseverance, and I feel like any normal person would crack under the weight of all that she has lost. And with no support. And I don't think she's getting much support. I think the most support she would get is from Renoir, but even that is still, it's not the type that she needs more than that. And Renoir, his feelings and motivations are messy too, and that's all complex. Not to mention their history. Like, it's just, it's not... I don't think it's as simple as that. I know. And I think Mael knows that too. Mael's ruined no matter her. And I think she also knows that, but she stands to lose so much less in an ending where she can keep her canvas. But she knows it's not right. She knows what she's doing. But she can't bear to lose anything else. Because look at her in Verso's ending, you know? She has to go back to nothing. Oh, God, she makes me feel so sick. They both do. They all do. But I just have so much empathy for her. there's just no good choice here for Mael. Ugh. Man, I feel sick. Yeah, I'm partial to agree to that. I don't think the age in this matters that much. Mael might not be able to really judge the depth of her actions, but that's not because she hasn't lived long enough. Yeah, and I think it's less that she can't judge the depth. I think it's more of a denial. Personally, I think what she stands to lose is so great, she can't allow herself to go there. There is no other option for her, and if people would just accept the reality that she has made, the better. And so she grants them what they want. She granted Verso his age, and of course brought back Gustav and Sophie. She's trying to make as happy of a world as possible so that everyone wants to live in it, so that she can stay there too and everyone's happy. So she doesn't have to go back to this life where she has nothing and face the gravity of what she's lost. Like, it's so sad because that's not how you create happiness. And I think she knows that. But like, what else is there? What is the alternative? Bottomless loss, no support. A body where she's disabled. She can't speak. She can't see out of one eye. Her face is changed. She's almost locked inside of herself in a lot of ways. Ugh. Oh, it's so sad. God. It's awful. She can paint her own canvas. She has that power, like Verso said. True, but I think it's less about like any escape will do for Mael, and more of this world is real to her, and she gives this world her that kind of respect, you know, like it is real, and she wouldn't just want to leave this world. Like, she can't just go create a new Verso, kind of like in the same way that I don't think she would have done what Aline has done, but since she found herself in these circumstances and has grown up in this world and has lived in this world and has loved all these people in this world due to her circumstances, it's not as simple as like, oh, just find a new escape, kind of like how Aline did. Does that make sense? I still want to see Mael's deal with the writers. How did that come about? Oh, that reminds me. I think they just clarified, maybe today or yesterday, that this was always intended to be a part of a series. So I'm sure in another game, a Clair Obscur game, they'd probably go into the writer stuff more, I would imagine. Because yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? I think that's kind of what we know the least about. Yeah, she'd be stuck remembering what she lost from the canvas for the rest of her life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, right. Mael wanted to be a writer. Right. Yeah, because her painting ability wasn't as good as her siblings. She leaned more towards writing. Yeah, that's really interesting. Mm-hmm. Oh. God, I feel horrendous. We won't see this canvas again though. Yeah, and that's where she's hung up. And I get it, you know? It's not like I would want any old canvas. I want this canvas. Like, I don't think, personally, I don't read Mael's character as her going into that far of denial, where she can just paint again and again and keep replacing. I think Aline was able to do that, but Mael's not, because Mael has the intimacy of having lived and grown up in this world. She was amongst them. So I think it's either this canvas or nothing. She only has 2 options here. Because I would feel very similarly if I were her. If I was 16 years old and my brother died tragically and my mother blamed me for it, and my father was caught in the middle and was trying to, well, was just in a stalemate with my mother fighting over it, and I got plunged into this canvas, you know, like she didn't even know she was gonna be reborn. She didn't choose that. And then grow up in this world and like get to be with my brother again. Like I wouldn't want just any other. It would be this one or nothing. Because I think Verso became real to her. Painted Verso became her brother again. I think Mael dying in the canvas is 100% part of her own plan. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, because when they, when Verso calls her out for lying to her dad, that's essentially what it was. Because she's like, oh, I just need a little more time. She was gonna live the rest of her life there. And that's why, oh god. I know we didn't see it again today, but a scene that haunts me is when Renoir says goodbye to her, because he knows that she lied and what she really intends to do, and that he's never going to see his daughter again. Awful. No. No. I'll keep the light on. Yeah. Yeah. We'll always be here to welcome you home. But he knows that she won't. No. No. Nope. Well, I'm so glad I did that. Any questions? Concerns? Before I never touch this game again. Kidding, kidding. Maybe. Oh, look, toast. AMA? I just finished Clair Obscur. Second ending. Ask me anything. I'm for a second playthrough. That's why when someone was like, would you ever play again? And like get the stuff that you missed? I literally... I feel so horrendous just looking at this game. I couldn't imagine starting over. Starting again. Maybe going back and getting more content, but it's gonna be a minute. I gotta go to therapy. I am going to therapy. More therapy, I think. We're just snacking on stale bread. Do you think... Oh wait, there's a couple questions. Wait, you actually asked me anything! I'm gonna have to cut the music though. They got launched into the void. Oh my god. I forgot I did this. It's been a minute. Okay, there we go. Flip screens. Do you think Mael... Me when my voice wavers. Do you think Mael... Making Verso grow old means he's not immortal anymore? Oh, yes and no. I think she granted him the ability to age and probably told him, you're not immortal anymore. And she probably even believes that herself, but I think she might go back on her word if he were to ever die. Maybe. It depends on where she's at that point in terms of being able to let Verso go. But I could see her going back on her word impulsively. But I think she probably, promised him mortality. And she probably does want to grant him that. But she knows that she has the contingency. Like, I think there's always distrust there because of that. That's a really great point, because I think that there's resentment there. Clearly, you see it in his eyes, and he's scared of her. That's probably one of the many things, is like, would she ever let me truly die? He probably wonders that too. Do you think Gustav could have convinced Mael to leave the canvas if he never died? Ooh, like, do you think their relationship would have been enough? Like her bond to Gustav? Like if she had both Verso and Gustav? No. Not if she remembers everything as Alicia still. Which, yeah, I guess is the whole point. She does remember by that point. No, I don't think it would have been enough. Because she still stands to lose also Gustav. She's gonna lose everyone. Yeah. That's a good question. Good questions! Ooh, I love how they, like, tickle my brain in a really awful way. I've only just managed to pick it back up again. Oh, and you completed it a while ago, Frankie. I remember. Like, right on release. Oh, yeah. That's probably where I'm gonna be at. Each ending gives different outfits, by the way. Oh, really? And you can only choose one save file. I would keep Verso's, because that feels like my true ending. I'm so I'm like this with games. Well, anything where I can like have an impact, make a decision. I guess that's gaming. I like to stick with my choices. So that's why it took me a while. I was like, I can't just go back and watch the Mael ending right now during the finale stream. Like, sure, it would have been nice to just get it all done and, you know, it was really emotional and all that. But, like, I feel like I had to sit with my choice before I saw the other one. Like, it's canon to me, you know. Hi, Neo.
Hi everyone, not much to say here, maybe good news. I'm getting a PC this weekend.
Ooh, PC, that's exciting. Are you building it? Or, well, it sounds like you were buying it. Well, I hope you enjoy. Lots of gaming ahead. You could buy E33. Put yourself through this torture. Hee hee. Thank you for the resub as well. Was in the car earlier, but thank you for mentioning that Alicia's not in a household that is supportive when she's pushed out of the canvas. Oh, yeah. No, I also thought about that when I was choosing, like, before we even saw the funeral scene. I'm like, I don't want to send her back there. Like, it killed me to choose Verso as well. It was just the thought of keeping Verso there against his will sickened me so much, because I mean, just like fundamentally, but also I'm really endeared to Verso and I'm really empathetic towards him too. I mean, I am to both, but God, that killed me. Knowing how tired he is and how much he's lived and how much he's lost, and And he's never truly free. Like, that just, it fucked me up really bad. I was like, I can't do this. But then also seeing that funeral scene really solidified, like, my assumption that it wouldn't be good for her anywhere, you know? I feel so bad for Maya. God, she makes me feel so sick. Because no one deserves that. No one deserves that. And it's not as simple as she needs to move on. And this is how she's going to heal. No, I don't think that is a great way for her to heal and move on. She needs support, and she needs a place to feel accepted and validated. And she's not getting that. I mean, God, like, just the blame alone that she gets from her mother is, that's horrendous. That's awful. And she has nothing else outside of her family in the real world. What if the Versos now reincarnate like Gestrals? When one ages and dies, she repaints him anew. But they're like different enough so it could like ease her guilt that she may have on going back on her word. Oh, that's also an awful thought and parallel. Maybe. Again, it depends on where she's at. Her headspace after all those years of seeing Verso grow old. Would she let him go? I don't even know. I can see it either way. Here, let me you hear this? Okay, yeah, you do. I need a little something, but I also have to be able to scroll. Ugh. The lie route is truly fitting after all. It does break their bond. So she wouldn't maybe want to keep him as strongly. Yeah. It might be easier for her to let go if he pushes her away. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it makes you wonder if there would ever be a point where their relationship would be so wrecked she'd just want to be rid of him. That's horrible. But it's horrible because it is plausible. I could see it getting that bad, too. Yeah, that's what scares me about the Mael ending. Many things, but I think there's a part of him that resents her. He doesn't trust her. Given that Verso wasn't going to tell Mael the truth about herself. Okay, I'm following. Until after they had killed the paintress. Why didn't he bother to save Gustav? Never understood that. I think I see what you mean. I don't think he needed to withhold that information from Alicia, like when she fully remembers everything. I think it was just Mael in general. I think he felt that in order to get her to join him to take down the paintress, Gustav would have held her back. because he was someone that she really cared about. And if somehow she had found out and I don't know, he was a liability. She would have chosen to not be rid of everything. Is how I saw it. Like Gustav would have been an Achilles heel. But then the irony is that she became attached to him, to Verso, ultimately, after remembering everything. He didn't anticipate her becoming Alicia, like remembering Alicia's memories. He thought like the only thing he would have to be wary of is her bond to Gustav. Yeah. That's how I saw it anyways. I can't do it myself. Thank you, streamers, for doing the other ending and in-game side content for me. Yeah, no problem. Understandable. I don't know if I wasn't streaming it, I'd probably see it somewhere. I don't know if I would have played it myself, though. Ugh. I don't want this life. Same. Ugh. This is such a beautiful song. Do you think Clair would intervene or try to save Mael at some point, since she's the only one who knows where this canvas is hidden? Yes. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting thinking of what could have happened or will happen there, thinking about Mael's ending. I feel like Mael would absolutely fight Clair. And she would have a whole team behind her. Like, Lune and Ciel would go to bat as well. Because they want to be alive. Unless they also became like Verso. And they're disenchanted with being immortal. Because I don't know if Mael would let them die either. It depends. But where they are at the end of the game, before the ending split, they are absolutely there to back up Mael. Because this is their world, and they want to live. You know, they still have life ahead of them. And they're gonna be there to back her up against Renoir. I mean, especially Lune. She's so betrayed by Verso ending it all. Yeah, so I think that she would have people behind her. And she would win. She would beat Clair, whatever that means. Something as small as Renoir putting his hand on Mael's oh, did that autocorrect shoulder? Is that what you meant? During the funeral would have made me feel so differently? Oh yeah, shoulder, yeah. Yeah, to show that he's at least there for her, but he only is comforting Aline. And Clair walks away, and then Mael's left by herself. Yeah. That was a huge indicator to me. I'm like, she's got nobody. Like, I'm sure her father really does love her and cares for her. But I think it's a very hands-off type of love. It's not the comfort that she needs. And even if it was, she would need more than that. You need more than just one person in your corner with that kind of grief. You need, like, a support system, ideally. Yeah, I noticed that too, Spiel. Alicia saying goodbye to Mael. Yeah, she has to say goodbye to a whole life that she lived. Yeah, that kills me too. Like a version of herself that she was. She becomes Alicia again. And she wants to be referred to as Mael. She sees herself as Mael at this point. Yeah. Is Mael living in the canvas through unending loops, starting over and over again, or does it just persist and go on forever until she herself passes? Ooh. No, that is a good question. I think she would let herself eventually pass. Well, what are the limitations there? Is she able to paint herself just immortal? Or is she different because she's a paintress? I think she'd be different, maybe. Because look at Aline and Renoir, like their true forms and how hollowed out they are. They're like skeletons, like they're like half there, half not. Do you eventually become like that the longer you stay? Would she become like that? Ooh. Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. Also that, Gustav dying is what steeled Mael's resolve to kill Painted Renoir and the Paintress. Yeah, yeah. It gave her, the spark of anger. And the, direction. Yeah. Oh, I saw someone mention how Gustav was naturally cautious and might have wanted to retreat and reconsider their actions if he learned the truth. Yeah, I could see that. Oh god, it's so interesting to think about how Gustav would have reacted to everything. It's so, like, bittersweet. Because I think he would want to protect Mael in a way, but also, like, be very level-headed about everything. And he would be willing to be let go, you know? If he felt like that's what was meant to happen. But at the same time, it's his whole world. I don't know. I don't think he would have staunchly held on like Lune. I think he's really empathetic. I think he would have been like CL a little bit. But he would have looked out for Mael. He would have tried to make it as easy for her as possible. Cries. I love Gustav. Ugh. I think Verso thought he was gonna die on the docks. After that, he was spitballing his plan. I think so too. Yeah, yeah. I think he thought it would all be over. And then, surprise! It wasn't! Because she became Alicia! She remembered! Any discussion on where Alicia hid the painting? Ooh, I forget. Remind me again. When did she hide the painting? At the very beginning, right before Aline found it? Did Alicia hide it? I can't remember how that went, actually. I do not think that Clay would intervene at all if Miles stays in the canvas, but that's spoilers for side content. Oh. Yeah, I know there's some Clea stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm going based off of what I know of Clea, which isn't much. And I know that she sent Alicia into the canvas to probably for her own good and to steer clear of what she was throwing herself into, which was a messy war, right? And I think she was looking out for Alicia and keeping her out of the way all at the same time. And I think I don't know. Again, she went in there also and told painted Verso to look out for her. And I think she really cares for her. And I think if she saw her, because in the real world, they're like really sick if they're in the canvas for a long time. She would see her really sick, I believe. Or like their soul. How does that go again? No, not in the real world, but like in... I don't know where their souls will actually go. I never really thought about that. But remember when Renoir was like, this is what I see every day. And it's Aline like coughing and she's leaning over the painting. I guess that's in an equivalent space to where like Verso's soul is at the Baby Verso painting. Anyways, I feel like Claire would go in to save her from that. But again, I don't know everything about Claire. That's the extent, so... Yeah, I don't want to know. I'll go find out eventually. It just might be a little bit. I understand I'm not working with all the pieces here, and it's probably a little frustrating, but I'd rather find out in the game as opposed to a Twitch chat. B. Oh, this is a pretty song. Yeah, I agree. I think that's something that I caught on to at the beginning with Verso, is that he just wanted to stop the cycle. I didn't realize the extent of his like personal stake, but I knew that he was just tired of the cycle. So I think it's a disservice to Verso to say he only wanted to stop so that he could stop suffering. I think it was collective. Like, he was tired of everything. He was tired of people dying and seeing them die in this world, and the fact that he could never get close to anyone because they would just gommage and die. And it was all a big cycle, and he was tired of living it. And he himself obviously couldn't die. It was just a never-ending spiral of death for Verso. But not actually like the bliss that death promises, and that's being done. It was just the endless like losing over and over. No, like, I think it's a lot of stuff. I think that's why Verso's so good, because he has a lot of complexity. There's a lot of reasons there. He's not entirely selfless or selfish. Verso. Oh, I didn't catch that. I did catch the translation. I knew it was something akin to Always Painted in Our Hearts, yeah. But I didn't catch Claire putting down the flowers. She covers part of the words and it reads Always Painting in Our Hearts. Is it? Does it change it? Like the grammar? On the other hand, he just wiped out the entirety of the painted civilization at once instead. I mean, yes, but also, like, again, I don't think it's as cut and dry as that, because looking at it from Verso's perspective, it's a civilization built on what? Death. And these people suffer so much every year, and their whole lives are built around this cycle of death, and like, I mean, really, what kind of life is that? Like, I'm speaking from his perspective, right? Like, it's just endless, and it's going to be endless, and he sees that. He knows that. Not that I'm, again, like, this is me just speaking through his perspective, but... yeah, I just don't think it's as cruel as that implies. Does that make sense? I forgot about that, yeah. Aline was so warped by how much time she spent on the painting, she didn't even recognize Verso as her creation. Yeah, she... well, also, it's the fact that Verso really, like all creations, take on a life of his own. That's the whole theme of the game, right? And he's beyond what she intended for him. She never wanted him to rebel against her, obviously. So she's like, oh, you can't be my creation. And I think that's really symbolic, too. And says a lot about Aline and the view that some painters can have on their worlds. There's a lot to interpret there. But yeah, the fact that she's like, I don't even recognize you. You can't be mine. You have to be your father's to oppose me. But not considering that he just took on a life of his own and doesn't like this. It's really interesting. What's the character ranking looking like now? No, I haven't technically answered this question. I was waiting. I'm glad you brought it up. Man, yeah, that's... ooh. Verso and Mael are so close, by the way. I have Verso's number 1 because I think he's, like, slightly above, but man. And that's just, like, a personal... like, I think they're both beautifully written. Yeah, I think I'm really endeared to Verso's tortured existence and how he's been coping with that.
Waiting for this.
But like on the flip side, like God, I have so much empathy for Mael and how she's stuck and how she so easily leans into this position of control, and it's so scary. Oh, there's just so much. But anyways, they're like neck and neck. Verso just slightly ahead. I have Renoir at 3. I would actually put Renoir... ooh. God, Renoir is... it's really, really hard. Hold on, let me... Painted Alicia is also up there? Man, and it looks like Gustav's really low, but like I love him so much. It is so hard. Also, Aline's on there somewhere too. Ugh. Man, I've never struggled so much with the character ranking. Just know, Verso Mael, 1, 2, real close. And then, honestly, ooh. No, I'll leave Renoir at 3. CL. I think I would put Painted because of what she represents, and like everything about her really kills me. And how she lived such an awful life because of her mother's unfair feelings towards her. And the way that she was stuck in this life and she wants to be set free. And Mael grants her that. She grants Alicia painted Alicia what she wishes she could be granted, and that's freedom from a tortured existence. And that's what she's trying to do for herself in the painting. Yeah, painted Alicia really kills me. But it makes it look like Lune's really low, Gustav's really low. That's not true. I don't know. They're all like, see, I would say, okay. This is pretty accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, these are my favorite characters. Top 4. And then like Pain Alicia, Lune, Gustav, I all love like the same amount for different reasons, and they're not low in my mind. They're also way up there too. It's hard. This is hard. I've never struggled so much. Man. I think I spelled Eskie wrong. Eskie. Wow, I'm really far behind. Hold on. I'm kind of skimming here. Yeah, I'm not ranking Clair. I don't know enough. Even Aline, I feel like I don't know enough, but I do really love what I know about Aline. She scares me. But also, like, empathize, but also... Ugh. I saw someone say "let it all out" to another streamer playing this the other day, and the way I crashed out. Now that you know, now they've brought it to your attention, that, like, people... It's something that is so uniquely just Twitch chat when a streamer is emotional. Let it out, streamer. You're gonna see it everywhere now. If you see someone playing something and they're upset, let it out, streamer. It's like, it's everywhere. It's like you awaken your third eye when you're aware of it. I see what you're saying, Sarkin, but I think I would just disagree, especially with the sentence, it comes down to whether you think the pain in people matter. I think it's just more nuanced than that. I don't think, like, for instance, everyone that chooses, what, Verso's ending? Let me think about this. The way it's starting to get hot in here, my brain is like, Verso's ending, I don't think that you don't care about the pain of people, or you don't think that they matter, or you don't think that they're real. And then vice versa, I don't think that by choosing Mael's ending, you're like, I'm doing this to preserve the life. Like, not everyone chooses it for that. Does that make sense? Like, it's not down to, like, just that. What am I trying to say here? What's the word for that? That ethic. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's just not as cut and dry like that, in my opinion. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wow, I didn't realize they had Alicia again, but gestural version. I think one thing to remember about the idea that Verso is wiping out all life in the canvas, with the exception of Lune and CL, who Mael brought back, Renoir had already done that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's gonna happen if Alicia goes, right? Like, he will wipe the canvas, however you do that on the other side, but like, it will be gone. You know, the only thing that's keeping that society intact is Alicia staying as well. That's also, yeah, pivotal. Oh my god, I didn't realize we got raided. The way I was so locked in. KT, hi. If you're still here. We are in it. We are so in it right now. I just watched the other ending, finally. Had to sit on it for a week and, you know, feel awful. Not that I feel better now, but yeah, I didn't want to like fully discuss everything until I'd seen the second ending. So here we are, can of worms opened. Ooh. How was your stream, KT? Well, I guess if you're not here, you don't have to answer that, but it's good to see you. Hi everyone, welcome. We are so in it. Oh, ready to run. Oh, I'm ahead of you now. The way I thought KT had finished the game. Oop. Oop. This is why I hate ranking anything. Usually, my opinions are so strong, I can like designate them in my brain a bit better, but like I think so highly of so many characters in this game. It's, yeah, this one's tough. This is tough. Lux! Hi, I'm here with the CL Fan Club Association LLC. I hope you're all doing well. I have in my hands a petition with 70 grillion signatures saying that CL should be number 3 at least. No pressure, just dropping the stack off. Thank you, have a good day. Thank you, CL Fan Club Association LLC. Appreciate the PSA. You know what, I'll have my people get to that. I'll get back to you. I'll have my people talk to your people. Wait, what other fuck shit did Luxury say? Oh, it was deleted. Wait. Oh, the way I read it anyways. Oops, I thought it was a joke delete, but it's fine. Right, yeah, I did see some stuff about the journal. I do remember that. I think it's just something I'll get when I go back and do like the other story stuff anyways. For now, this is where I close the book, but it's doggy-eared, so I can come back to it. But yeah,
this is
if
my
you're around
30
then,
petition
Lux,
books to
and if
put
you
Verso
remember,
at
feel free to
number
remind
0.
me.
Yes,
about
this
the
would
journal.
not change his placement, but it would technically be higher on the list.
Oh, I see. Ha ha ha. High hope. You've been here, but thank you for the 30 months. That's why I call it a trolley problem. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I wanted to highlight that because I do see people that are like, it is cut and dry. I think that's a lot of the discourse I've seen. Like, you choose this and you don't care about all these people, or you choose this and that means that's the ending where you do care about them. So I just wanted to like put that out there, how I felt about that. But yeah, I know it's tough. It's tough. I chose Verso's ending first, and one of the things I've been confronted with is this idea of how can you feel okay with destroying all the people in the painting, and I'm always like, I'm not okay with it. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that's like part of the each ending, it feels bad for different reasons, but yeah. No, and I knew, and it's also like, there's so much about it. There's like, right, the ethics of just like all these people just gone, like sentient life. And then also this was baby Verso's canvas. And that like the sentimentality there, it's so sad to see it just be wiped. And what started as something so innocent and so pure and so creative, like Verso as a kid created like all his OCs and his OC's society where they lived, the Gestrals and the other creatures I forget. And then like more life was born of that, and then this fight between, you know, his parents. But this canvas was so innocent. It represented such an innocence that like to see it become so tainted and then eventually wiped is just heartbreaking too. There's so many reasons, and it could have been something really nice that they could use to heal, but it got so out of hand because obviously there aren't like parameters to stop them from going too far with it, like what Aline has done with Verso and making him, you know, immortal, and then just like all this stuff to help with her own guilt, or sorry, grief, but no, guilt too, maybe. But then it just gets so out of hand. Yeah. No, it's just really, really sad either way. Ow. The way I'm having indigestion from dry bread. It's funny that several streams back we were talking about the importance of nuance, empathy, media literacy, etc. Little did streamer know how much of it applied to the never-ending finale discourse on the internet. Wow. I didn't really know it was... Like, even when I realized there was discourse, I still didn't realize the extent. Like, it was that much. That bad. I think I'm still realizing that. Like, wow, it's really that bad. That's wild to me. My brain does just not work like that. Like, I like to think that I find nuance in almost all things. Or just all things, period. I like to think so. You know, so like to just like sum it up as one thing or the other is just like mind-boggling to me. I think I'm almost caught up. I'm trying. The Louise hair. This is such a good emo. It's so funny. I love hearing why people pick the endings that they did. Again, like, it's so funny. The very discourse that I guess is getting, I guess, people heated and is like never ending. I just find so fascinating. Like, I love seeing such a complex and like deeply emotional conundrum and how people go about it. It's just, I'm just wild. Like, I don't know. I just think it's, I love picking brains, seeing why people do the things they do. That makes me sound like really kind of, like a crazy, what's the word? Scientist. don't know. Maybe it's the writer in me. Like, ooh, why did they do that thing? Yeah. I chose the Mile ending because I thought I spent the entire game fighting for these people. I'm not letting them die, but I felt awful after seeing it and preferred Verso's ending. Sad but uplifting. I see. Oh, have a good night, Tug. Yeah, we'll probably wrap up here soon. It's actually getting really hot in here. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that too. It wasn't even that cut and dry for Verso. Either Verso. Yeah, I think to some extent the real piece of Verso's soul, the baby Verso, like he felt like he had to keep painting and probably wanted to, you know? There's something there. He was conflicted. And then obviously that's part of the painted Verso's journey, is seeing him oscillate, like the way he grows closer with Mael and how that would play into him, you know, feeling bad about the choice he has to make. But ultimately he keeps coming back to he's tired and this is no world to live in. No matter how close he gets with her or how close he gets with the other expeditioners, you know, I'm sure he's really torn too. And it's sad, like he's not doing this happily. At the end, he doesn't happily fight his sister, you know? It's sad. Me when spoiler in the poll. Oh, I ignore all the polls. Uh-oh. Mods! You know better, not spoiling all the chat on something. Spoiler poll for many. I mean, there's a disclaimer, but still, don't do that. Oh boy. Oh, wait, that's a good comparison. Mael's ending always reminds me of that thing the doll in Bloodborne says about gods loving their creations. God, Bloodborne's so good. Yet another game to recommend for people that like E33. There's so many of them. Okay, I think I skimmed enough where I like more or less caught up. I'm starting to sweat really bad. It's hot in here. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say at this point in time. There's endless things to say about this game, to be honest, but I think that's everything generally that I did not get into last stream that I wanted to cover today. Honestly, there is so much to talk about with this game and like endless stuff to uncover that it's one of those things that just inspires me endlessly. So maybe a video essay coming to a YouTube channel near you in the future. Because I don't see this one leaving my brain anytime soon. Alright, hot take. Game good. Game good. I know. Not many people are saying that one. The way my chair is squeaking, and you can hear it because I took off my noise gate. I gotta DW40 this. Game good! Game good, I guess. I guess. I suppose so. Game may have made me feel like shit in a really beautiful way. Wow, it's so profound. Wow, hot take. Oh, that's so funny. Now I'm gonna be like you guys. I want to go watch somebody. I need one of my friends to stream it ASAP. I need to watch them. I need to see this happen to them. Sugar, thank you for gifting us up to Game Good. Game Good? Game Good. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. This is perfect timing, actually. I wanted to talk about all things E33 and see the other endings, so this feels good. Tomorrow. Small, early, sponsored stream, so I will see you then. And then, unless something special pops up, we shall see. Don't plan on any streams through the weekend, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe a special co-stream. Teehee. Tyler is in town and will be attending PAX West with me, aka Super Butterbuns. So maybe we can have a little fun. A little fun where I'm not competitive at all. Mario Party stream or otherwise, we'll see. And then what else? There's something else. Oh, yeah, indie streams when we return. Yeah, we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna chill. It's gonna be some low commitment, one-off stuff while I still process E33. Also, I'm gonna really go in on finally finishing this video. I need to just dedicate work time to that. So that will also be happening next week. And yeah, just thanks. Thank you for being here. This is one of my favorite games that I've played in recent memory. Like, hands down. It was beautiful. So I'm grateful anyone wanted to hang out while it destroyed me. Wow, what a song to end on. Oh god. Great song to wrap it up. Just know I'm grateful. I'm very grateful anyone wanted to be here for that. Another game to add to the books of making me sob my eyes out and feel like shit at the end. Wow. Aw, thank you. I really appreciate it. Gives a baguette. God. I can't listen to this! This is awful! Okay. Take care of yourselves. I see you tomorrow. Don't say it. Tomorrow comes. For those who come after. Oh god, I just can't stop saying it. Oh god. It just. Oh. For those that have come before. Oh god, I just get. Okay, I'm going, come on. I'm watching you. Oh god, I can't stop saying it.